Today I'm with Bob Mosbaugh from US, California. Bob is a innovator, coach. He's got business in 90 countries. He travels frequently and got wealth of experience. It's nice to have you, Bob.
Thank you.
As an entrepreneur, we always looking for new ideas, always thinking what's the next big thing to come. So with your experience, knowledge, and traveling around the world, you see so many things that normally like us don't see. So what are the big things, Bob? Maybe 4 big things that we can expect in the future.
Okay, and I'm going to answer this 2 ways, because I'm going to start by the big things that we work on as a company, but then the big things in the world that I see happening.
Excellent.
So as a company, we're focusing on smart Internet of Things product. So IoT is driving all products, consumer products that we do, which I do Honeywell safes and door locks. So that's very important to us. In the bigger arena, though, I see 4 major areas. I see big data. I see big data being very important, but we also need to be careful with it because big data can be manipulated. The information you get from big data is based on the questions you ask. So just like you could do a survey or something, you can get whatever answer you want, but if used properly, it could be very powerful. Artificial intelligence is another one. I think that we're going to see the growth of that. We're already seeing it today, but I think it's going to start driving more and more products as we proceed forward. And 2 things that kind of got talked about and kind of been dropped a little bit, but I still see really revolutionizing the world as we know it today. One is basic 3D printing.
Okay.
And with 3D printing, you can do so many things today and so many different materials that I think is going to radically change the world that we know today. Simple things where for your children you could be printing party favors and things like that, customized to the guests at the party. If you look in somebody's garage today and how many fasteners and tools they have, you could print all those. There's no reason to have them all. So if you take a simple thing like screws or nails and you think how much are in the supply chain from manufacture probably in Asia to multiple warehouses and on ships and trucks and everywhere across the world, in reality we don't need all that material already made. We could just print it.
So we can print on demand.
Print on demand. So I think that's going to change. And if you think of like kitchen pulls and knobs and really simple things, it's easy to do. Then you can get more complicated, and like I know for a fact that Jay Leno has a very good printer, and he's a collector of cars. And with the cars that he collects, when he needs a part, those parts are no longer in existence, so it's hard to get a part. So he gets somebody to do a CAD design of it, and they draw it, and then they print it, and that's how he can get the parts for the old collector cars. So it's applications like that too. So it's really endless, and I see that changing things tremendous amount in the next few years. And then lastly, I would say graphene, and that's a graphite-based product, but they're still trying to find out how to produce it in mass production. But graphene is a material that's going to be stronger, more protective than anything that we know.
Okay.
And so you could use it from something as simple as a bumper on a car. It's not going to scratch or dent or anything like that. You could use it in clothing, and graphene would become bulletproof, knife-proof, things like that for defense purposes. So there's a good side of that. The good side is that we can protect people better. The bad side is if you get bad people to use it, then they can protect themselves too. But those are really the 4 areas that I see big picture that, if I were young and an entrepreneur that I am today, but if I were, 25 years old, I would focus in those 4 areas.
Excellent.
No question.
Yeah. Bob, sounds like, these technologies, like you're talking about 3D printing, it's been out there for a long time. What's stopping, like us to... It's become a really revolutionized, like day-to-day thing, it's cost or the technology is still not developed.
Multitude of things. More than anything is the cost. So I think the best way to look at the 3D printing is regular printing that we did. So I remember in the 70s when printers, actually before that, I remember that if I wanted to print something, I had to go someplace to have it printed. Even if I wanted copies, I had to go pay 10 cents to a quarter, depending on where I went. I put money in a machine to get a copy.
Yeah, now everyone's...
which was crazy.
Everyone's got 2, 3 printers.
Then pretty soon I could start getting dot matrix printers, which the quality wasn't that great, but if I wanted something printed really well, I had to go get it done.
Yeah.
Then eventually I could get that good printer in, and it was only the high-end color prints that I had to take elsewhere.
That's right. Yeah.
Now I'm doing photograph quality stuff at my home.
Yeah.
So if you take that same analogy and you put that to the 3D printing, that's exactly what I believe is going to happen. So today you've got printers that are down under $500 that can do some pretty simplistic things.
Yeah, yeah.
As those get into more and more homes and people get familiar with the technology and what it can do, you're going to start driving it more and more. Our business, we happen to have a 3D printer where we can do prototypes.
Yeah.
So we're doing mainly plastic right now, but we'll do prototypes of products to see what they're going to look like and size and the feel of it for ergonomics and things like that. And that's helping us, and it's just driving, even though the printer is expensive, it's driving the costs down tremendously, because to hand make one of those was just cost prohibitive if you couldn't even do it before.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Excellent. So, I mean, my next question, as an entrepreneur, like, I mean, yes, I can see the vision, like, where this all going, but, to capitalize, take these opportunities, what's the best way to go about it? I mean, it's a probably hard question to
that's
answer.
$1 million question.
Yeah, yeah.
But honestly, I could see something as simple as, if I were a retailer,
Yeah.
I would start putting some 3D printers inside of my store to get consumers used to it.
Yeah.
If I were very entrepreneurial, just like how Kinko started in America and became the largest chain of copy centers,
Yeah.
and they're still out there, somebody could do that with 3D printing.
Yeah.
So basically, you would start getting a library full of designs. You would have drawers who could do 3D drawings for you.
Yeah.
You would have materials. So right now in printing, you can print in all types of materials, plastics
Yeah.
and metals and
Yeah.
all types of things. So you would hold
Yeah.
all that. So essentially, you would start educating the person how to print, that they can do it. Then eventually they would probably want their own printer at the entry level, and eventually scaling up. But small projects like screws and nails and pulls and knobs, and you print all that at home.
Yeah.
Eventually, you would start printing higher end things, maybe parts for your automobile, repair parts and things like that you could print.
Yeah.
But even, your flatware for eating at your dining room table, you could
Wow.
print that, and it
It's
could
amazing.
go on and on.
Amazing when you really think of the, opportunity.
Correct. So really to your question, giving access to people to learn about the technology, be able to basically engage with the technology, and then become that supply house to them, that I can sell you printers, you can print at my facility. But if you think about it, it's almost like the razor blades. Once somebody gets the printer, they still need the print material. So be it the plastics or the metals, so there's always going to be a big business for that, so in the distribution of those. If it's graphene, that's a little bit harder because that's more technical. Once that becomes more available, then it's how you could use it. Big data, same thing, and artificial intelligence. That's really geared, I think, to larger companies who can collect that better and manage it better. I think there's places for third parties to help the smaller entrepreneur have the same access to those that the big companies have.
This is fascinating. The secret is out there. So
No
now,
secret.
Yeah. So I guess we need to take action and
And change the world.
Change the world, and looking for an investor
Yeah.
to come on board, and then we can kick this off.
Yeah,
All right. Thank you,
it'd be a lot
Bob.
of fun. Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Pleasure.
Excellent.
All right. Thank you.